The Howling of Duskwood. In the quaint town of Duskwood, nestled between towering pine trees and shadowy mountains, legends abounded. The villagers spoke in hushed tones about curses, strange howls, and the dark woods that seemed alive at night. Among the most chilling tales was that of the Wolfen curse, said to transform the unwary into fearsome beasts when the moon was full. Ellen, a curious and tenacious 16-year-old, had grown up hearing these stories. The town was steeped in tradition, yet she had always been one to question the little superstitions that others took for granted. After all, a creature coming to life under the moonlight seemed more fantasy than reality. Determined to uncover the truth, Ellen decided to venture into the forest one fateful night, armed with nothing but a flashlight and her naive bravery. As dusk settled around her, she slipped into the forest that every villager warned her to avoid. The air was cooler, the trees loomed taller, and the world became shrouded in an impenetrable gloom. Every rustle of leaves and distant owl call sent shivers up her spine, but she pressed on. She had heard rumors of a forgotten cabin deep in the woods, a place where secrets lay buried within its rotting walls. After trudging through the dense undergrowth, Ellen finally stumbled upon the cabin. Vines twisted around its wooden beams, and the door creaked ominously as she pushed it open. Inside, dust motes danced in her beam of light, illuminating broken furniture and remnants of lives once lived. It was eerie yet fascinating, and Ellen felt an odd sense of connection to the past. In the corner of the main room lay a tattered journal, its pages yellowed with age. With trembling hands, she opened it and read the scrawled entries. The author's despair seeped through the faded ink, an account of the writer's battle with the wolf within. He spoke of the moon, how it controlled him, and the monstrous transformations that twisted him into a creature of savagery. Images of blood and loss filled the pages. Ellen's heart raced as the realization sunk in. This was not just a story, it was a warning. Before she could react, an unearthly howl echoed through the night, echoing off the trees like a specter's wail. It made her blood run cold. As she turned off the flashlight, darkness enveloped her, the kind of dark that could swallow a person whole. Suddenly, she heard footsteps, slow and deliberate. Panic clawed at her insides. Ellen was about to turn and run when a large shadow crept into the moonlight peeking through the cabin window. Her breath hitched as she faced the creature, a hulking figure standing on two legs, its eyes gleaming like molten gold. "Leave this place," the beast growled, its voice deep and guttural, a mix of man and predator. "You do not understand." Her instincts screamed at her to bolt, but curiosity rooted her to the spot. "What are you?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I am what you fear, and I am bound by a curse. A burden you cannot comprehend," it replied, pain echoing in its voice. "This forest is not safe, nor am I. Every full moon awakens the beast within me, and soon, it will want to feast." Ellen's mind raced. This was no mindless monster, it was something else, something tormented. "How do you stop it?" she asked, feeling a strange empathy for the creature. "There is no stopping it, only controlling it," it said, taking a step closer, the haunting glow of the moon illuminating its scarred face. "You must leave before the moon is full and I lose the battle to maintain my humanity." A flicker of understanding washed over her. She realized that this werewolf wasn't just a monster but a prisoner of its own body. "But how did you end up like this?" she pressed, feeling an inexplicable connection. The beast hesitated. "I was once a man, cursed because of my actions. I hunted in these woods, took innocent lives, and now, I am bound to do so eternally." As he spoke, the full moon reached its zenith, shining brighter than ever before. The creature's muscles tensed, and his form began to shift, bones creaking and elongating in a grotesque transformation. Ellen's heart pounded in her chest, she needed to escape. "Please," she cried, desperate, heart aching for this tortured soul. "I can help you." A low growl emanated from the creature, a mixture of rage and despair. "You cannot help me, young one. The wolf hungers, and if it takes control, it will not see you as a savior but as a meal." Ellen had just seconds left. She reached into her pocket, clutching a small silver crucifix her grandmother had given her, a charm said to protect against evil. "Please," she pleaded again, holding it out as an offering. "Let me help you fight this." For a fleeting moment, their eyes locked, the beast's gold fading to a glimmer of humanity. "Do not let it be in vain," he grunted, the struggle within him evident as the transformation continued. As the moonlight fell upon the crucifix, a pulse of energy surged through the air, causing the creature to pause. Ellen seized the moment, dashing towards the door just as the beast howled, a primal sound that echoed through the forest, shaking the very ground beneath her. She burst into the night, sprinting for her life, the echoes of the woods mingling with the cries of the tortured being behind her. As she ran, she could feel the change happening behind her, the moonlight fueling its rage. But she wouldn't forget, she couldn't. And as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, she vowed to return. She would find a way to help the beast she'd met, to break the curse of Duskwood, and maybe, just maybe, bring an end to the haunting howls that plagued her village. But until then, the legend of the werewolf would continue, a dark shadow lurking in the woods, waiting for another full moon to summon its twisted hunger.